Hello everyone, this is Rebecca Castellon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm here to tell you all about what's happening with real estate finance. And with me, I've got an expert on the field. He's been in real estate finance for almost 20 years now. His name is Carlos Carvajal. Carlos, how are you?
Rebecca, I'm doing really well. And yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining us. So a lot of people with the situation with the coronavirus are interested in purchasing a home and they're just wondering what's happening with lending. So I wanted to ask you a few questions on behalf of buyers out there. And are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, great. So first question is, are banks lending?
Yes, banks are still lending. We're still open for business. Unlike 2008, 2009 Great Recession, this is a health crisis, not an economic and financial crisis. Banks are better capitalized than they were back then, and we're still open and lending.
And what type of loans are banks offering?
Banks are really focusing right now on conforming loans, which are loans that are made by the government-sponsored entities, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, VA. And then we're also lending on jumbo loans, which are loans in excess of $510,000 to 10 million plus.
And how much of a down payment is required?
On a conforming loan, we're looking for a minimum down payment requirement of 3%. On the jumbo financing, as little as 10% down.
And what type of information do you need from the buyer?
We asked for a credit report to give us a global on the borrower's wherewithal, and then we back in that information with income documentation, bank statements, and credit report.
And what's changed as far as lending since COVID-19 entered our world?
Credit policies basically we have remained unchanged, a little bit more due diligence with regards to verification of employment, whereas in the beginning of the year, verification of employment would take place anywhere from 10 business days before closing. Now it's taking place in as short as 3 to same day as of closing.
And what's the outlook like for lending over the next few months?
The outlook is really positive. The industry as a whole forecasts interest rates to remain extremely favorable throughout the duration of this year and into 2021.
And what advice do you have for someone interested in purchasing a home that needs finance?
My recommendation is to get pre-qualified as early as possible. This way we can identify any documentation or credit challenges, address those early in the process, get them rectified, and have you teed up and ready to go.
Well, you heard it directly from the expert's mouth. Carlos, thank you so much for joining us today. And for those of you watching, you can feel free to reach out to Carlos or myself if you would like any additional information. Also, if there's any topic that you'd like for us to discuss, just reach out to us or leave information in the comment section, and we'll be sure to consider and get back to you with the information. Thank you again, and stay safe.